一点风向下。每一个罚球都很关键，只要你手上有加油棒的，在罚球的时候都跟着 Formosa Sexy 以及壮壮来进行干扰。希望你们今天可以很开心，跟我们一样带着胜利以及微笑离开。谢谢你们，谢谢 Formosa， 谢谢我们的吉祥物，谢谢壮壮。福尔摩沙台新梦想家，感谢各位球迷朋友的热烈支持，也谢谢大力支持台湾篮球以及支持我们的合作伙伴。先把掌声送给台新证券的总经理林宪群总经理，今天来帮我们加油，同时也来担任我们的嘉宾。谢谢以下的指导单位：教育部体育署、台中市政府、台中运动局、彰化县政府、中华民国篮球协会。谢谢以下的赞助伙伴：台新银行、台新人寿、台新证券、海硕集团、台旭、文心建设、EVO6、进发家、Converse、Light Taxi、豆点旅店、秀传医疗体系、汉草训练、泰山企业、提提盐、一方水果茶、曼代马莲、朝日堂、联聚建设、益达通、Watt 鸡尾酒、犀牛店、耀月科技。新竹福华饭店，还有高雄的福华饭店，再次热烈掌声送给他们，陪着我们一起做梦，一起超越无限。精彩的表演马上要来，把目光放在场中，欢迎全联盟最辣、最颜值担当的啦啦队 Formosa Sexy， 哦耶！
Mama, come, doll, take a seat. There's someone you know that you've got to meet. So brace yourself for the big reveal. He's about my height when he's not in heels. Some boys play basketball. He played house with ratchet dolls. It's not Santa Claus, it's time for applause. It's coming out the closet, mama. I, bitch. B to the O to the Y to the S. Boys will be boys, and with boys I'm obsessed. Boys in the gym clothes, boys in a dress. And if boys are a crime, then I'm under arrest. Cause I've been boy crazy since I'm Boy Scouts. Fuck the closets, let the boys out. Don't be a camel when you are a llama, period. No comma, bring on all the drama. I like boys, I like pecs, like them arms when they flex, like that print in them sweats. Tell them girls, thank you next. I like when they text me sexy pics of them, like them abs when there's 6 of them. Tell them girls, I'm sorry. I like boys, mama, boys like me. I like boys who like boys. I like boys who like boys. Work. I like boys who like boys. Mama, yeah. I like boys and boys like me. Sorry, boys like me. Not sorry.
I ain't tryna. Yeah, ain't tryna be cool like you. Wobbling around in your high heel shoes, I'm clumsy. Made friends with the floor. 2 for 1, you know a bitch by 4. And 2 left feet, you know I always drop. First thing a girl did was a bop. And the whole damn cake and the cherry on top. Shook up the bottom, made a good girl pop. You ain't even here to party. Ken in the club tryna pipe a Barbie. I don't wanna go with the flow back then until I touch my toes. I don't wanna roll the boat. Wrist full of rocks and I hope I float. Big up yourself cause you know they don't. I chew cause they hope I show. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass.
耶！掌声鼓励一下，谢谢 Formosa Sexy。欢迎高雄钢铁人球员进场。0号戴瑞腾，8号王绿翔，10号王柏志，11号林君豪，12号郑德维，15号卢哲义，30号杨浩之，63号彭俊彦。先发4号陈佑伟 ，Number 6 6号 Prince Benson，Number 13 13号吕正如，23号蓝少辅 ，24 24号 Tyler Brown， 总教练 Head Coach Coach Barry， 助理教练洪启超，助理教练中华工领队陈冠豪。线上的球迷朋友 ，Let's welcome Formosa Dreamer。 Are you ready？ 欢迎0号梦想家的板凳暴徒陈真宪。Number 7 7号梦想推进的营区，梦想球王陈立焕。Number 8 8号来自彰化的光速4分卫，绿色闪电王正月。Number 11 10号本土单场最高分的纪录保持者，标速跑车林金旭。Number 18 18号梦想后场的强力大锁，防守悍将姚胜业。Number 21 21号中华队的传奇射手，美梦狙击手简浩。26 26号攻守进化无极限，台湾魔兽李德伟。97 97号水陆两栖的逐梦人，禁区守护者郑志扬。And now starting five， 先发24 20号全面起飞的最佳第6人，留着西航空是我。34 34号来自威斯康星的地图防守兵器，火锅制造机 Brandon Gobert。团领队23号攻守兼备的梦想元老，台湾味的谢肯尼。42 40号来自德州的野兽禁区炸弹Julian Ball。国民前夫全力以赴，毋庸置疑。Number 14 10号吴有胜。台新梦想家总教练 Head Coach Kirk Assistant Coach 助理教练 Coach Thomas， 助理教练刘文和，助理教练赖柏林，总经理韩俊凯。双方球员场中握手致意，进行最后的热身时间。接下来为大家介绍本场比赛3位执法裁判：庞玉汉先生、宋明律先生、张伟俊先生。
场。一开始先拿起你手上的加油棒，大声的敲出来，让我们听一下我们主场的声音。没有错，今天在我们的主场拿起我们的加油棒，一起为我们的家人们一起应援。那我们呢这一次的年度的应援曲有2首，邀请大家拿起加油棒跟我们一起加油。第一个非常简单，加油棒拿起来敲3下，之后打开大喊 Dreamers， 我们来跟着音乐节奏一起来一次 Dreamers
Dreamers Dreamers Dreamers Dreamers Dreamers
掌声鼓励，敲起加油棒，非常好，就是这样，这是我们第一个。第二个呢，就要借用到你们的声音，大声的喊出防守 defense， 非常简单，也是 defense 敲敲 defense 敲敲 defense 敲敲，很简单，对不对？我们一样跟着音乐节奏来一次。声音 defense defense掌声鼓励，这就是我们今天要跟大家一起应援，为我们现场所有的家人们一起加油！ I believe that we will win.
It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. And what don't kill us make us stronger, boy. Bet that love, take a swing at us. You better hit hard, cause when we swing back, it's like, oh God. It's time to knuckle up and fight hard. Now let's all buckle up and fight hard. Que Dios bendiga a todas tus familias, mi amigo, se parta mandito. Vamos a darle duro esta vez. Say with me. I believe, say with me. I believe it. Say with me. I believe that we will win. We can lose the battle, but we gon' win the war. I'm from the bottom, I'm that uncut, real raw. When things get tough, that's when we show up. That's when we show out. That's when we show y'all. It's time to knuckle up and fight hard. Now let's all buckle up and fight hard. Que Dios bendiga a todas tus familias, mi amigo, se parta mandito. Vamos a darle duro esta vez. Say with me. I believe, say with me. I believe it. Say with me. I believe that we will win. Bottom line.
谢谢。
Well, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth, do you believe in superstition? Things can change in an instant in the Plus League, and everybody needs to act quickly. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Kirk Long on the English commentary for this Steelers-Dreamers game taking place at Taishin Intercontinental Basketball Stadium. We'll fill you on what we're talking about, but Kirk, after a disappointing outing yesterday by the Dreamers, Coach Julia said, all we need to do is just forget about it and just wipe the slate clean.
Yeah, most definitely that's the sports mentality. Coach Kyle's been coach for a long time, so you know, having anything linger, any doubts from yesterday's game isn't going to help them out mentally. And they know their team capable of winning games, and they just got to get back to those winning ways.
After their loss to the Braves yesterday and the Lioneers' victory, the standings are as such. The Dreamers and Lioneers combined for the top, but separated by their winning percentage. Steelers moving into the 5th place position after sweeping their last home weekend before we head to the Lunar New Year break. On screen now is our Mandarin commentators. On the left, it's James 戴金鼎, and on play-by-play, it's 蔡宝蔡金鼎。球迷朋友，你找到英文的转播喽，要看中文的转播就按中文的转播连接。As part of our pre-game preparations, we've prepared the footage from yesterday's post-game where Coach Julius spoke to the media.
And I'm shocked that they only scored 83 points the way we played. Like 83 to 68. I think that was the score of the Canadian women's hockey game yesterday against Sweden.
So interestingly enough, Coach Julius, after admitting that his team played very poorly, we do recall they had their 64-point game against the Pilots. He was also surprised the Braves didn't score more than 83 with their reputation in their roster. But on screen now is some record lows for the Dreamers, only 13.5% from beyond the arc, and 9 assists, ties a team historic low in the Plus League. But we were talking pre-game, if you don't make your 3-point shots, those assist numbers will stay down too.
Yeah, most definitely. That goes the same inside. I mean, even Gelbeck just making 1 out of 3 shots inside, he's normally above 50% or would get more high opportunities down low. And yeah, the 3-point shot didn't fall, and that allowed the Braves to, you know, clog the lane even more. And it was just a rough offensive night all around for the Dreamers.
他也就是鼓励我们，叫我们不要因为明天还有一场嘛，就是今天还有对钢铁人，所以我们就虽然有检讨，但是就是把这场比赛忘记，因为今天还有一场硬仗要打，就是把目标放在今天这样。对我预期来讲，当然知道自己还可以有更多的表现，或是更帮助球队更多这样子。那当然就是很开心可以加入到梦想家嘛，然后也比较顺利的融入到教练的体系，然后教练也有信任我。
Jeff Woo Young-sun, number 14, explaining to the audience that it was an embarrassing performance, reiterating what his coach said, but also reiterating that they just need to wipe the slate clean, start over fresh mentally, and also asked about his role on the team. He's glad to join the Dreamers, but he doesn't have any personal goals, just remain even-keeled and work toward that championship that they want to achieve here in the Plus League.
Yeah, Jeff's a big part of that. He shoots 35% normally from 3-point range, so that's a good, healthy percentage for him. And you know, he's a strong body, quick defender, and has a lot to offer with his other backcourt counterpart, Chen. So excited to see those guys specifically bounce back today and have a big offensive output, hopefully, for their team.
One last note about the Dreamers, kind of interesting. We were thinking about yesterday's game. The Dreamers started off with several post-up positions deep, and eventually made it into a dribble drive game later, but kind of a different strategy you would have thought they would use against the Steelers.
Yeah, they still could very well use that. You know, maybe they put in some things over the break that they wanted to try out against the Braves and use that going.
Look, it's always tough coming back from a break, but like I told our guys, the break was an opportunity for us to get better as a team day by day. I felt we had some great practices. We fine-tuned some things that we need to work on to make us a better team. We were actively working towards that goal every day over the last 8 to 9 days. So, I mean, everybody took a break, but I felt that we got better over that course of during the break, and I'm just looking forward to us, you know, putting a better product on the floor, being better defensively, being more fluent offensively as well.
所以球迷朋友 教练说他们是季后赛的球队，要打冠军。I'm just kidding. You guys know what he's saying. Interesting note about the Steelers is that they had that Friday night game and then a Sunday game, so taking advantage, end up winning their first home game and starting a little home streak there. Coach Barry talking about the work they did during the break as well being important. You talked about it yesterday, rhythm is hard to maintain, but maybe for a young team, having like a training camp in the middle of your season could be beneficial.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm sure a lot of these guys, even during their practices, during the break, still pushed each other hard. And you know that the goal a lot of times for these coaches is to make practice just as hard as the game, so that when you get in those game situations, it almost feels easier for you. So I'm sure their bodies enjoyed a break, and I'm sure mentally they got stretched and challenged as a team to grow even more.
Now on the screen is the Steelers starters from left to right as Jerry Wei, joined by Captain Lu Zhenlu. Lan Shaofu will get the start today along with Taylor Braun and Keith Benson. For the Dreamers, it's the same starting lineup as yesterday. Jeff, Kenny Chen, Randall Walko being one of the forward spots, joined by Julian Boyd and Brendan Gilbeck. The three officials for this game are led by Uchi Flong Han in the middle. Now the last time these two teams played here was on January 16th. The Steelers got to within 1 point with 2:23 left after being down as much as 16, but the very next trip down, Doug Jianhao nailed the three to seal the game. The Dreamers had 23 turnovers, and the Steelers want to limit their opponent's possessions and shot attempts. Interesting enough, that was Anthony Tucker's last game played as a Steeler, and he was also a former Dreamer.
Yeah, leaders change, but the core of these teams have stayed the same, and it's interesting. It'll be good in the second half after the break to see teams continually feel more comfortable together. You played 10, 12 games, you have that experience to lean on, you have some break, and the coaches and the players really start to get to know each other better the second half of what they're expecting from each other.
So there is Anthony Tucker taking a look at his former teams, along with his new coach in the Taishin Weber's Suns. Another pro league here in Taiwan. With some lows and look at a reset on the tip. Gilbeck to Boyd, and that's how this game gets started. As we said, are you superstitious? Well, the Dreamers, after losing badly in their red jersey, switched to their C-Town set. This shot, and Kenny gets the offensive board. Now bricks that one badly. They did win 2 games in a row in the C-Town jerseys against the Lioneers, then against the Steelers on that Sunday, January 16th. Deep shot by Shaofu, who swishes it.
Yeah, good ball movement by both teams to start, just different results with the shots going in.
Shaofu's been improving that outside stroke, we keep on saying, and he's like the second best three-point shooter on the Steelers as Taylor Braun gets a steal and lays it in.
Wow, great finish by Braun, went up, looking like he might take it with the right hand in the middle, but to avoid Gilbeck, smartly chooses to switch it to the left.
And there's Taylor Braun getting the offensive board. Excuse me, defensive board. Julian Boyd with the shot taker. Isolated on Gilbeck. Dishes it out. Jerry with Jeff in his face takes the three off the mark. Now Jeff will try to counter. Working with Gilbeck on the screen. His fires from mid-range to the right.
Yeah, that's Jeff's quickness. He's going to be able to continue to get that shot, that mid-range look. Had good balance, went up, just rattles in and out.
Captain Lu, MVP of the month of January in the Plus League, presented by Porsche. Shaofu from the right corner this time, and another one.
And he's made at least probably 100 shots in warm-ups already. These guys are out here a couple hours before the game, and you know, just that muscle memory, that repetition, he's feeling it.
Drop coverage by Benson, and Jerry recovers. It'll be a long 2 for Boyd and another miss. The Steelers have not played since January 23rd, and the Dreamers on a back-to-back. Salku lines another one up, this one too deep. Quick 8-0 run for the Steelers. Gilbeck with a push shot, makes it. First points of the game for the team in green and black.
Yeah, Gilbeck's definitely one of those big guys, comfortable with a soft touch when given the opportunity. He might not create a lot of open shots for himself one-on-one, but in that pick and roll game, driving and dishing to him underneath the rim, he's very effective.
Cross screen, Benson getting a deep touch. Loose with the basketball. Get the foul call. Looks like it'll be on Brendan Gilbeck.
I thought he had him in a good spot right here. You know, Benson 8-10 feet from the basket. Nice little hands there by Jeff to knock it out, but maybe just a little bit of the body gets the foul call for Benson.
Will be a shooting foul. Benson at the line, misses the first. Only 50% shooter from the free throw line. Stays true with that split trip. Now Braun guarding Jeff. Deep 3 by Walko, it's no good. Benson able to block out Boyd. But typically, teams who feel like they're superior like to play fast, and the Steelers maybe trying to get used to being a new team, new system. We're playing slow in the beginning, but have a good pace with this one as Salku disrupted by Gilbeck, and a run-out opportunity for the Dreamers. Now a blocking foul.
That's what the Dreamers need to do. Good job by Jeff there. Really transition basketball can be a way with that. They can get some easier shots and some confidence up. So, you know, get down there, be attacking before the Steelers can even set up their half-court defense.
Be a baseline out of bounds. Walko driving, now kicking. Boyd, his 3 for 10 is good.
And Boyd does not have the best percentage for 3 points on this team, but he is not shy. He'll keep taking that shot, and teams will have to eventually respect it if he can knock them down like that.
There's a whistle on the floor as Jerry, guarded by 2 players as he moved to the basket. Get another look at the drive and kick.
That's a tough call. You see Walko almost jumping straight up. Just the ref saw a little differently. Saw him jumping into him, so you got to give him that space.
Now from the other corner, Salku with another miss. As Walko will throw one up with no chance, and there's their loose ball foul.
And normally Walko has that physicality. He can take that bump and still get a strong finish, but that last possession just unable to get a good look at the rim.
The Steelers basketball. Walko averaging 22 minutes per game, only 7 points per game. Trying to find his form back. Jerry left alone will take the 3, way short. He's already missed 2 this one. He made his first 3 in the Sunday game against the Braves. Kenny misses the runner, gets another try, no good, and Benson fouls Gilbeck, who had better positioning on that rebound.
Surprised Kenny missed that second one. He knew right away when he shot the first floater that he didn't get the right touch on it, and quickly followed his shot, but good job by Gilbeck to work hard on the offensive glass.
And just like that, number 10, Tank, was also a former Dreamer, will take his place. It's only one foul for Benson so far in this one, 2 team fouls. Gilbeck misses the first free throw. Gilbeck only took 3 shots in yesterday's game and didn't play at all in the 4th quarter. Makes the second. Now the score is 9-6, the Steelers. Move to the basket, Captain Lu to Salfu. Leaves another one short. Salfu's taking the most shots in this one. The Steelers right now switching everything on defense, have Salfu guard Boyd. Now Gilbeck over Tank, just too much height.
Yeah, Gilbeck comes after that one. He has that early confidence today. He's already, you know, scored more points than he did yesterday, and with a guy that he holds about 5-6 inches of height over, he can continue to get those little jump hooks shot up.
Salfu steps back, but chooses to pass it off. Ron with jab step and leave a 3 short. So the scoring has dried up for the Steelers halfway through the first quarter, as there's Jeff with a mid-range.
Coach Kyle, I know, didn't like his team's energy the first couple minutes or the shots they were looking, but that can change awful fast when you have as many weapons as the Dreamers do.
Steelers reset. Salfu now driving, losing it. It'll be a turnover. Dreamers trying to build on their 1-point lead. Walker will take the deep 3. No good.
A lot more urgency and intentionality in terms of their fast break opportunities, though. Dreamers not wasting any time. They grab those rebounds, and all 5 guys being dedicated to run the floor.
Steelers kind of stagnant, leave a Tank for the layup, but Gilbeck was there. Good verticality. Kenny from the top, his 3, no. Team rebound by the Steelers. So we had pretty efficient scoring to begin with, but things have kind of slowed down in the last 3 or 4 minutes. No timeouts yet either. Captain Lu, pump fake to nothing. Now Brock's drive and lay in. Beautiful give and go.
Yeah, that's just 2 veteran players just reading and reacting to the defense and what's there. Great basketball.
Jeff trying to put the moves on Jerry. Put it up, no good. Back door, almost a beauty. It'll be out of bounds off of Salfu. That'll be our first timeout in the game. 1-point game.
上面的朋友们，2个小东西送给你，有没有人想要的？
阿吉那边看一下，看一下。
让我听到你们的声音，热情的呼应一下，准备啦！
再来一个！耶，谢谢！
好，听到大家加油的声音，为我们的好宝线呐喊一下，梦想下！
加油！
梦想下！
The Plus League is back from the break. Give the stream a like. the Steelers became just the third team to sweep their home weekend after the Kings, and then the Dreamers were able to do it. As a win against the Lioneers, 105-92. Then against the Braves, 94-82. And on the other side for the Dreamers, they had a 4-game home winning streak until losing to the Braves yesterday.
Yeah, some players, some teams can be great at home and enjoy that. Sometimes the back-to-back games can impact that. But some guys are just better on the road also. So you never know, what that team chemistry and the different dynamics of travel and different rims, different venues can bring out the best and worst in players at times.
3 substitutions for the Dreamers as Doug inbounded to Achi, and Derek will be playing center. And for the Steelers, Angry Bird, number 63, is in the game. He's missing actions from a lot of hampering injuries. Kenny down the middle, too many bodies, finishes anyways.
Yeah, Kenny Chen, one of the best at taking a bump and still getting the basket to go down. Just a great body control there and a good find from Doug just to hit him cutting back door.
Stagger screen for Little Lou, who's also in the game. Angry will fire from 3, no. So we could tell that the Steelers offense is very stagnant. Getting a couple new guards in there to change things up. Backdoor to Doug. A little bit slippery under the basket. Kenny trying to drive on Captain. Kick to Derek. Short on that 3-point attempt. Only 1 for 7 are the Dreamers beyond the arc.
I like that last possession for the Dreamers though, because at least they had some penetration. They had to drive to the basket.
Pete Benson, nice lefty hook for the 2 points.
Gilbeck checks out, Benson back in and taking advantage of trying to use that extra height he has down in the post.
Kenny strings 3, his 3's no good. Walco called for the loose ball foul. Like we said yesterday, working hard on the offensive end of rebounding. Well, that's kind of the results that could happen. There's another look at that one. Benson finishing through the offhand contact.
Great job. His hands look so big on that ball. All he needed was that one hand up above the shoulder and flicks it in. A shot that these post players probably work on just as much as anything else.
Number 11, Lee Junghal, he goes by Bill. He's in the game. Selected in the Plus League draft in the first round. Medium move. Had that shot blocked. Dreamers will head the other way. Achi getting past Angry, flips it to Gilbeck. His mid-range, in and out. Deep possession for Benson. This time with a right hook. No good.
Gilbeck's strengths, nothing against Derek's defensibility, but Gilbeck really does have that extra length and good quickness with the feet to bother that Benson post up.
Now, interesting substitution. Jeff Williamson will check in for Kenny, so they have 2 point guards in the game, the Dreamers do. Cross pass to Derek, his mid-range short. Now Achi trying to apply pressure. Steelers get it across the timeline. Motion for the Steelers. Not much going on, and they leave Angry open. His 3 still can't hit the mark. Now a shot, Achi.
Love Achi's energy off the bench. Last 3 or 4 possessions, 2 or 3 dribbles, boom, quick outlet pass to open teammates above. That time no one stops him, and Achi goes all the way to the 3-point line and knocks it down.
Angry, in the right position, gets the offensive board. Medium can't finish, and Benson all the way to the hoop.
Wow, great determination and grit there by Benson, surrounded by bodies. You can just see the determination in his face. He knew he worked hard to get that offensive rebound, and he wanted those 2 points with it.
You mentioned Aji, last season's February MVP, as he can't stop Junghal, but he blows the layup, and now Dreamers with the momentum. Doug, this three no good. A lot of misses, and now the game's getting really scrappy. Little from deep, no good, and Steelers atrocious shooting from three after Salku's early threes. Turnover on the pass. As I'm certain Jeff was unaware of the clock. 7 combined turnovers in this one, though. There's even more sloppy play in the middle of that. Both teams having some good stretches, but also battling it out. It's a tight game as we end the first quarter. Thank you for watching the Plus League on YouTube.
两个人一组，来1楼找工作人员。壮壮跟优尼兽，来你们丢3位，我把这个小球来送给上面的朋友们。有没有人来玩的？
会不会
上面的朋友们，
会不会打球上篮？会不会上篮？会吗？好，待会来玩游戏哦。再来一个，会上篮的举手，要2个人一组哦，在哪里？2个人一组，那边吗？好，来，哎，好，待会记得一起来玩。
拿到小球的，待会到1楼找工作人员，要2一组，带领你的另外一半一起来玩中场游戏，谢谢。
The end of season awards includes the fan vote for best cheerleaders in the Plus League. See their performances on the Plus League YouTube channel, P.LEAGUE. Right now on screen in the middle is the commissioner of the CPBL, Taishin. He's on hand. He's also a supporter of the basketball. And an interesting conversation in Taiwan sports discourse is who will be the 6th team. We've heard rumors it might be a telecommunications company. We've heard a lot of talk about a manufacturer could be it. So everyone's eagerly waiting because 5 teams is very hard to make a schedule for.
Yeah, it's nice to have the even number and just nice to have more players and more fan groups, more cities or places to go and watch the game.
ATO Benson missed the layup. He had 3 guys around that he was trying to shoot over. Playing alongside Tank in this possession. Doug will shoot the fadeaway short. Poke it out of bounds.
I really thought Gilbeck had good inside position there. If Derek or Doug could have maybe found him with Tank, you know, on Gilbeck on that possession. That's Gilbeck just turning and doing that little soft jump hook that he did earlier in the first quarter.
Aaron pass, and that's a non-competitive turnover by the Steelers, having their own rust after a couple weekends off. Dreamers in the diamond set. Kenny to Gilbeck, finding the room, finishing high, but no.
Love the opportunities both teams are really fighting for. You know, Vincent missed one a minute ago, and then Gilbeck. Those are shots that they would love to get every single time down the court.
And on the other side, illegal screen by Captain Lou. He's done this a couple times in the Plus League, not called. Well, that one looks like he just blindsided him.
Yeah, not quite there early enough, almost. But definitely good to see both players still doing fine out there. Definitely some contact.
Jeff trying to put the moves on Tank. Gets him in the air, fancy spin, but can't get the finish. So, strong pass by Derek, almost threw Doug out of bounds. He's got the switch on former teammate Tank. Spins middle, and the Steelers commit a foul. A bad sequence after, you can see on the clock, after 23.1 seconds of good defense.
Yeah, Tank sort of looking at Captain Lou saying, you know, I had him. I didn't need the help. Felt comfortable guarding Derek in the post.
Missed free throw though. Derek will take a long walk to get reset. Makes one of two. They've only taken 5 free throws this season. Make that 7 now. Captain Lou calling off Tank. And we'll get the foul. This time by Kenny. Kind of interesting offense. Usually you see Captain Luke trying to run off screens, but this time proactively trying to score with the basketball on a dribble. It was Jeff. He came in on the help. Boyd's back in the game. Jerry driving middle, flips it up. It's an air ball. Boyd will start the break for the Dreamers. Gets to the basket, no good. Gilbeck right there for the putback.
Yeah, good opportunity for Boyd in transition, going strong. Can't finish with the layup, but Gilbeck, weak side rebound opportunity, and he's had himself a good start to the afternoon.
Now with a step back, Captain Lou offline, and Tank is there for the board. Braun cuts. And the referee is gonna call goaltending. They might give it another look.
I love Gilbeck's emotion right away, frustrated at the call. Then 2 seconds later, apologizing to the ref. My bad. But it looks like he might have got that one in time.
It's a close one, and from my perspective, I saw Coach Julius gesturing to the referees. He wants to challenge it. An interesting change from season 1 to season 2. Goaltending that are not called or called can be challenged by the coaches, and there's 13 individual outcomes that might happen if it's a live ball. So very tricky thing to do, because typically the FIBA rule says it has to be a dead ball immediately. So that time it was.
Yeah, either way, it makes it harder for the Steelers. Gilbeck in there, he's active. And one of the reasons that the Dreamers are the defensive team they are and can pressure so much is because they have a guy like Gilbeck in the paint to block shots and bother people getting to the basket.
Currently, Gilbeck's leading all scorers in this game with 7 points. So it will be called a clean block. As a result, the Dreamers will have the basketball.
Yep. Get those fingers on it first and check the review board. It'll be a jump ball. Dreamers with possession, so we'll see what they can do with here.
Up by 3, Doug springs free, turns and fires, no. And Braun pushed that rebound to Tank because Gilbeck was all over it. Now Jerry slows it up. Lucky to get the basketball off of a Dreamer, though. They're putting a lot of attention on his dribble drives. Still trying to develop that outside shot, just avoids the travel call.
Yeah, that time Jerry initiated the contact. He might have been a little bit off trying to avoid the contact, maybe getting a floater up.
Now Tank fires the finger roll, no. Boyd to Kenny, to Doug, catch and shoot is good.
Doug lets out a little scream of joy there, because today so far, just had a lot of good looks, just hadn't been falling for him. That time just natural movement, good job by Kenny to recognize Doug stepping into his shot.
And an answer by Captain Lou, getting Kenny to spin around. Well, it stays a 3-point game. You mentioned in yesterday's broadcast, Doug saved for the later parts of second and fourth quarter action, but getting early minutes here, Boyd's push shot no good, and the Steelers have a chance to cut the lead. Good hands by Jeff. Pick and roll. Benson can't beat 2 Dreamers. Lucky to get the basketball and lays it in. There was a funny sequence there.
Yeah, it was great help side defense by Boyd and Doug to be there. When Benson rolled to the basket, he wasn't free. And they had it, and then they didn't.
Pick and roll. Boyd misses the shot. Fight for the rebound, and Jerry has to commit the foul, but it's going to be an and one. Gilbeck able to finish. Perhaps having his best game so far.
Yeah, some of the best basketball I've seen him play. You know, sometimes like on this play, he's just getting the dirty points. Other times he's being aggressive, looking for shots off the pick and roll. And you got to give credit to defense, or his teammates at times also getting him the ball in the right spot. But defensively and offensively, just a great day so far for him.
Already with 12 rebounds. Impressive stat line. Got to get some free throws down if you're the Dreamers. They'll take a seat. As the Dreamers go with Derek. For the Steelers, it's Jerry, Ansalfu, Benson, Captain Lou, and Braun. Derek switches out to Captain Lou. They're not going to go with it. Ooh, Bennett slips through the hands of Benson for another turnover. Mentioned 23 by the Dreamers in their last matchup. So the Steelers already with 7 in this one.
I love the look by Jerry, that weak side lob, just wasn't able to control it.
Nice find by Boyd. In yesterday's post game, he was asked by the media how he can help out his teammates. There was a great example there.
Yeah, great dish. Drew the defense, right timing, get rid of it, find Derek for the easy opportunity under the basket.
To the basket, Benson can't finish through the defense. He had a deep possession. Might have been able to be patient. There's a deflected pass. It's going to stay with the Dreamers. Up by 5. Pretty clear that without Gilbeck, the Steelers are going to look for Benson on the deep roll. Get another look at the Boyd-Derek connection.
Steelers in the zone.
Good read by the Dreamers, but it's a clean shot by Derek.
Just 5 5-point lead for the Dreamers, really thanks to their effort on the defensive end. You know, since the beginning, they have made it hard. Their defense has been stifling. They're active. They're getting in the paint. Help side defense, not giving them any clear looks.
Jerry will fire from 3 and rattle it home. If he can make a couple of those a game, that'll really fill out his offensive game, which it needs. Also with the answer, though. That one's so pure.
Yeah, hands up to the heavens. He finally gets one to drop to, and a much different ball game so far here today for the Dreamers, especially the shooting starting to drop. They're feeling better about it.
The Steelers call timeout, and we'll go to a break. Dreamers.
暂停，时间到，谢谢壮壮，谢谢大家。
谢谢，让我们继续一起加油。
好，我们要邀请呢刚刚拿到小球丢给大家的小球的。
Welcome back inside Taichung Intercontinental Basketball Stadium. The Dreamers, after getting down early, 8-0, have turned it around for a 5-point lead halfway through the second quarter, as we see Randall Walko with a pure stroke. And his now known hands in the air celebration. He did that in the playoff series as he nailed the dagger against the Pilots. I believe that was in Game 5.
That's fun. You know, I've seen how hard Walko works. You know, getting his body ready, his skills on top. So it's nice to see him get these extra opportunities, getting these starts. You know, they've been earned.
Captain Lou backing up against Derek, couldn't get the bank 3. Say he won the MVP of the month of January, but taking on too much of an offensive load, it seems, as Kenny gets the foul on the drive.
And that starts with their transition. Right from the get-go, they get that rebound. Boyd attacks, gets into the lane, gets their team out of sorts defensively. The Dreamers defense, or the Steelers defense, excuse me, and Kenny Chen able to exploit that and use that momentum against them getting to the lane.
Second personal on Lan Shaofu, who that's another bad habit. We talk about maybe Long Yisun does this as well, but Lan Shaofu often has one hand down to try to get the basketball and then try to pull it out with a vertical challenge as Kenny makes the first free throw. 14 points a game is the domestic leader of scoring for the Dreamers. This time from the top, this three to the left.
Yeah, after knocking down his first 2 3-point shots, been a little bit quiet.
Oh, shit! Now Boyd holding his abdomen after making the lay-in.
That's quite the acrobatic shot. Couldn't see it from our angle, what he might have been hit with.
I think I saw him mouth the words, I got the wind knocked out of me. Now look at this one. And
Yeah,
he
just a body. So defense was going straight up, incidental contact, good defense. Just
that's off his hip.
Yeah, just a lot of momentum, bodies colliding. So he should be okay after a couple minutes.
He'll go to the bench and sit on the substitutes chair next to the scorer's table.
Yeah, when the officials stop the clock like that and stop the game, you know, he has to sub out, but he probably is ready to go back in there. Next dead ball.
They get the floor mopped up a little bit. Right now, if you're the Steelers, trying to shake off the rust from the break, but also trying to find that energy that we've been told was happening at their workouts during the break. Captain Lou post up. On swing pass, and they miss hook pass. Steelers lucky to control until Captain Lou commits a foul on Achi, already halfway down to the other end. Referee calls an unsportsmanlike foul. One of those to the body, but not to the basketball variety.
Yep, just grabbing at his hand as he escaped with the ball.
Pretty clear from the replay that he had no chance against the basketball. I don't think that's the worthwhile move just to get himself to the bench if that's what he was looking for.
Yeah, Achi is just, you know, so quick, and his defense is so, you know, erratic, just all over the place. So, you know, it might have just been a, hey, I'm frustrated at you. I'm going to try to slap the ball away, but didn't really have a chance to get to the ball, but still wanted to slap.
Made free throw makes it a 10-point game. In my notes, I had prepared the Steelers do good things on the road. Not showing up in this one yet. This is the 2 free throw trip. And the Dreamers will have possession. There. Looking for an outlet. Left 3 with fire from Steve. Playing that one. Back door. Little getting the blocking foul.
Yeah, good cuts. Walko not a small body to run into. And hard to work around that limited space there behind the basket on the sideline.
Probably got a harder blow going to the floor than the forearm there. You see Wang Liuxiang in their preseason game winner go with the flying hook pass. Try to get another one there to no success. Cross-court pass, Little Lou recovering from that ball, hits the 3.
And that the difference in that play is the pass by Braun, you know, hits him right in the shooter's pocket, and Lou just has to catch it and go up in rhythm and knock it down.
Slippery hands as the Steelers come forward with the basketball. They kick it. Nice southpaw 3, halfway down and out. And it'll stay Steelers basketball. Good job by our colleague James to save the basketball.
Yeah, good look by the Steelers. They could have had back-to-back threes, cut into this lead, in and out, but they'll remain with possession.
Dreamers call timeout as they're in the bonus and want to finish the second quarter off strong. They did have a good stretch in the second half against the Braves, pulling it to within as close as 4 points, but in this one, sitting in the driver's seat as we look at images from Captain Lou's MVP month of January compared to his December performance, only averaging 14 points a game, 20 points in January on 36% shooting from 3, but red hot in the final weekend, especially with the 32-point performance against the Lioneers.
Yeah, he does a great job of being able to deliver what his team needs, and even today he's had that chip on his shoulder to stay aggressive. You know, it doesn't matter who's on him, Kenny Chen, Achi, doesn't matter whatever body's in front of him, he has that offensive, aggressive mindset, and take it to the basket strong and can hit the outside shot too.
particularly that last weekend, hitting 41% of his threes. He is leading all Plus League domestic players in minutes played per game, 38.5. Quite a large load, a heavy load for a veteran player like him. So having a poor showing in this one, has committed the unsportsmanlike foul and is only hit on 1 for 3, but so much time of the basketball in his hand for the Steelers. They want to run a lot of motion. Bad timing on that one, so they'll go to a Benson post up on Derek. Foul call. Derek pleading his case, maybe asking the referees to look at that one over later at halftime. We'll get another look.
Yeah, they said you got the ball with your fingers, but there was body and body contact also while he did it. So good catch by the officials. We'll see another chance at an inbound play here for the Steelers. See if they go back to a post-up set or look for something else.
It is a post-up. Jerry on Aji. Spins away from the double. Littleloo from the corner. He hits. Making it a 5-point game. For the second opportunity, the Steelers execute. Now in their 3-2 zone. Doug left alone. His three is good.
Yeah, and if you're the Steelers playing that zone defense, that is not the guy you want to leave open. And he's seen the bottom of the basket already today, and that time gets it to fall again.
Lansofu will try to answer, can't find the range. Jerry, extra possession, but throws it right to Boyd. Kind of a pop-up pass as Aji back to Kenny with the ping pong. Too strong with that one. Ron trying to maneuver around, getting the foul, missing the lay-in. Boyd and Gilbeck there to try to put a big block shot on that one.
Yeah, good to see Ron come up okay with that. Almost crashed into the cameraman, and that's a difference of mentality. Also on the fast break, Ron seeing the opportunity, takes it in hard, draws the foul. And the last play for the Dreamers, you know, they had an advantage on the offensive side too, and you know, the ball never really got inside the three-point lane. So I like to, on offensive fast break opportunities, it's nice to see if you can at least try to get an easier shot in the paint and then get the kick out if that's not available.
Ron hits the first free throw. As the Steelers finally get above the 30-point mark. It's been a very low-scoring environment in the Plus League. A little bit more than a third through the season. As Ron pleads for a foul, loose ball. Not gonna get it.
I think he was thinking that he tipped the ball up to hit Gilbeck's chin, but I didn't see any of that from our angle. Good job by the ref. The Steelers go back to a man-to-man.
Slip. Boyd with the acrobatic finish.
Wow, it's like he just hung up there for a little second. Nice left-hand finish. And that pick and roll up top in the middle is being very effective for the Dreamers here so far today.
Benson across the Littleloo. The angry bad spacing all over. But now Benson able to get enough space down low. Dreamers were slow to rotate.
Yeah, great feed by Angry Bird to see Benson have that gap underneath the basket. And all you have to do is lob it up there to him.
You get the mismatch. But Boyd kicks it out. Gilbeck with a step back. Would have been a nice one. With less than 90 seconds, Steelers trying to cut into a 6-point deficit. Lansofu another three and another miss.
Yeah, Lansofu gotta try to get some confidence back, get something closer. He's knocked down a couple at the start of the game, but really gotten cold, and it would be good for his confidence to get to the free throw line or get a mid-range jumper. Just a different look.
Screen by Gilbeck. Jeff throwing it off of Braun, but he saves it inbounds. Angry Bird almost committing the travel violation there. Benson's turn for the fadeaway, no. And an offensive foul, illegal screen by Gilbeck. Too much arm involved in that one.
Yeah, it must be hard height-wise, especially. I mean, you got your hands up there, but yeah, he's definitely still moving. Didn't get set. Some of that you got to put on Kenny's shoulders too, because if the screen's coming and you're gonna have a ball screen, as the ball handler, you got to let your screener get set before you come off of it.
Lansofo and Angry thought about it. Final flyer, that is an empty possession if I've ever seen one. Kenny on the pin down. Now Gilbeck from the baseline. Too strong, and that'll be the end of the first half. Only 70 combined points between these two teams.
Yeah, low-scoring affair. You got to give credit to their defense. I mean, some of that is just the ability of even these foreign players are great defensive players, and they're making.
游戏，感谢大家，起来动一动，走一走，继续抓紧时间，回到场上来，待会迎接第3节的比赛。先来欢迎刚刚8位拿到小球的朋友们，还在壮壮的身后，我们待会由壮壮来跟大家讲解一下我们的规则。
是因为我们这一周是情人节周，所以我们是出双入对，2人1组，好不好？我们大朋友先来，那个朋友也来，1人1边。来，同学这边讨论战术。来，不要那么紧张哦，还没上场就在那边比暗号了。好，待会呢我们会有我们很可爱的 Dreamers 的抱枕，你们2个人要同心协力的夹在一起，运球之后上篮，回来踩到这条线，最快的人获胜，了解了吗？2组小朋友也了解了吗？我们先看示范组好不好？
来，待会呢，壮壮右手边的球迷朋友上这边，来，你们来上我们这边这个篮筐。OK， 壮壮刚刚解释得很清楚了哦，我们有游戏的音乐，等待一下 music。
Ready go！
好，上篮运球，
加油！上篮！
好，赶快回来！
踩线！这边获胜！
好，壮壮这边比较快，差1秒钟的时间。
差1秒，很厉害！
好，4位球迷朋友到壮壮的身后等待一下，我们待会也有礼物送给你们。另外2组，来，壮壮交给你。
来，一样帮我们黏 T 的夹在中间。来哦，这厉害哦！国小篮球队，篮球来1人1颗。好，我们一样听着音乐哦。来，我们退一点点就好。OK， 好，准备好了。
来 ，music。
1, 2, ready, go！
上篮，对，好球！
加油！再一次！加油！那边再一次，帮他加油一下！加油！再一次！
好球！
不放弃，回来，踩线成功！
掌声鼓励一下，谢谢。来，8位选手们，赢的站在壮壮右边，好不好？赢的站在壮壮右边，其他来到壮壮的左边。
对，
我们要邀请到的是台新证券的总经理林宪群总经理来帮我们颁奖。获胜的可以获得台。
More and more Plus League merch is coming out. Get long sleeve shirts, zip up sweaters, and among other cold weather gear on the Plus League shop, pleagueofficial.com/shop. James Tsai Jingting and Taibao Tai Jingjing on the Mandarin call. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Kirk Long in another low-scoring affair in the Plus League. There's the combined team stats. Just 32 for the Steelers, 38 for the Dreamers on quite terrible shooting by both teams, quite to be frank.
Yeah, I mean, defensive efforts there, trying to make it as hard. Definitely a lot of shots that could normally fall. Percentages, aren't at their season, their season averages for points or for percentages. Some of that you could say, the extra break in between games, they lose that sort of game feel. But sometimes that's just the way it is. And either way, a team's going away today with a win. And whether you win a gritty defensive battle or a high-scoring offensive affair, as long as you get that W, that's what both of these teams are after.
2 early threes by Lan Shaofu, but 0 for 6 assists on the other side for the Dreamers. Brendan Gilbeck's kind of been their scoring star, getting it done on the offensive end, whether it's offensive rebounds or finding little creases in the defense. He's got 9 points.
Yeah, Gilbeck's been active and had some jump shots. I think eventually he could even get some of those to fall and be even more effective with the mid-range shot. But you have to be happy if you're Coach Kyle Julius, seeing him just get his hands on more plays throughout the game. And then Boyd, of course, has done a little bit of everything, knocked down a 3, get some assists in transition. And that pick and roll action for Derek and Boyd and Gilbeck is also working well. So a lot of weapons for the Dreamers.
Well, the good news for the Dreamers is 8 guys who made it onto the floor, everybody's made a field goal. So everybody's seen the ball go in. It's just a matter of getting that percentage up. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, Toyowe's made a 3, and Benson has his opportunities underneath, but they'll need to get better flow and get more crisp with their passing. We'll talk about it more after the break.
Summertime so fun, everybody's chillin' and homies talking low rock. Cause a West Coast rider never gon' stop. Pimpin' in the parking lot, cause the slum made me high. In the game 气氛通常是松的 BC soldiers, players and stoners dedicated to my brothers and sisters, but haters hit 'em up 跟着兄弟们冲了 Yeah, 路上的突出 summer breeze with the beat bouncing and do it at ease. Then please me baby 走在沙滩惬意让甜蜜延续浪紧着 palm trees 呜喂 And nothing like the summer heat 我唱的玩家初级享受这游戏有一着脚步记 Walking down the street 从不在意 a bitch I'm a player and a G It's Taishin vibe with my busy soldiers riding high 自由自在 in every night 一起感受台球爱哦台球 vibe， 彻底赶走所有不愉快 ，Fly so high, touch the sky, baby come and take a ride. Any money more, groupie hoes come on lick my balls, lazy finger pattern 上面放个伴奏，开始 freestyle 无所不能。
The CDC announced Taiwan is at level 2 until 228. Keep making COVID-safe decisions, everyone. As we see Taishin sitting nearby with Professor Tucker and his new coach. Anthony Tucker was the 2020-2021 Plus League scoring and assist leader and currently holds the career scoring lead in career scoring at 595, but Michael Singletary will have a chance to surpass him possibly next week. We'll see how things go. Getting a look at the leading scorers for the Steelers, it's Benson with 9, Lansafu with the early 6, Little Lou's made a couple buckets, and Taylor Braun only 5. Captain Lou disappointingly only with 3 points. We've seen before that they'd like to post up Taylor Braun, and they haven't gone to that set as much in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten himself, in there a couple times. Just the angle and the passes haven't come his way. Benson, though, has definitely been effective when he catches that ball low, making the most of opportunities to put him in. And, Tank came in, didn't have his day. We know he's capable of knocking down some shots and spacing the floor. So still some options for both teams that we haven't seen yet. And we'll see what they come up with in the second half.
On the other side, it's Brendan Gilbeck, who we mentioned, with 9 points, followed by Julian Boyd with 7, Doug with 5, Achi with 5, and Kenny with 4. The Dreamers are the second lowest point scoring team, but also the second lowest points against team. Might be something with the rims here in the Taidong Intercontinental Basketball Stadium. But they're, like Coach Julius said, probably focus more on the defensive competitiveness and finding those opportunities in transition where they spread the Steelers out and have opportunities to drive then.
Yeah, I mean, that tells you a lot about Coach Kyle Julius. I mean, he really had his hands on this team this year more than ever, and he's picked 2 imports that, yes, Boyd can score the basketball, Gilbeck can score the basketball, but their physique and their height really allow them to be exceptional defensive players as well, and that shows, and trickles down to the rest of the team too, really having a defensive mentality. And, shutting down teams is a good thing to have, especially when you get to the playoffs, that those better defensive teams can go further.
One last break before the second half of this one.
Show me some. Hey, put some good, show me some. I just give it 10. Hey, bitch, some guys show me some. Hey, bitch, some guys show me some.
But my name ain't Harry Potter. Nope. She lick it up, make it disappear like Tata. Wow. She asked for some dollars, not a getting out of. Yeah. And I'm in this for my click. Why? I'ma throw 20 racks on the why? 3 phones on my lap, ay, world on my back. She gon' be tapped in if a tap it. You look like someone that I used to know. Undefeated with the I'm invincible. Diamond said invisible. I ain't been a Jew. Want me to be miserable, but I could never miss her. Hey, Macarena. Put the chopper on and turn him to a sprinter. Tell him give me 1 minute. Egg Macarena, aight. Egg Macarena. Put the chopper on and turn him to a sprinter. Tell him give me 1 minute. Egg Macarena, aight. Ay, I find a spot, then I post up. Wanna know if I'm single, tell her yes, sir. And I see you dance on the gram, tell her shake some. I ain't even gon' lie, I'ma eat the. Yeah, and I like it when she got the toes out. Yeah, get you bites down, now you glowed out. Got a new route. She a rock star, that's no doubt. I'm a fire to the flame, don't be burning me out. I'm the that she told you not to worry about. Why you think she in a rush when she leaving the house? I'ma sip, I'ma clip, I'ma dip, then I'm out. Hey, Macarena. Put the chopper on and turn him to a sprinter. Tell him give me 1 minute. Yeah, hey, Macarena, aight. Hey, Macarena. Put the chopper on and turn him to a sprinter.
Welcome back to the broadcast. I think we've done as much as we'd like to talk about the first half of this one. But Kirk, looking ahead to the second half, what is the #1 priority for each of the teams?
I mean, I think if you're the Dreamers, you want to keep the tempo up. You know, they're a team that's done better when they can get the ball up the court before the Steelers set up their defense. They've been good at getting open shots and easier shots in transition. If you're the Steelers, you know, you've had the looks. You just got to knock down shots. I think Jerry is somebody to use his strength, his quickness to try to get to the basket, get some easy shots for himself, driving through the lane with layups. And then, you know, Jerry needs to be attacking the basket and kicking it out. Captain Lou, get him going. You know, a lot of Captain Lou's shots have been a lot of isolation, a lot of dribbles. But if you can get some of those guys a clean look, you know, attracting the defense, kicking it out, then that could go far, like for a guy like Captain Lou, or even Braun, just getting him a clean look at the basket.
Dreamers give Jerry and Lansdowne plenty of room. The long rebound goes to the Steelers. Started for both teams as the good off-ball movement leaves Taylor Braun open with another offensive board. On time, Jerry just forcing his way inside and bouncing it off of a Dreamer. Oh, I guess he might have hurt you.
I mean, he has that explosiveness, and offense is struggling. If he can be aggressive to the basket, get to the free throw line, or create for his teammates, that would be a great thing for Jerry to work on.
An air ball by Benson, unaware of the low shot clock situation. Bad turnover.
Yeah, those are the mental lapses you don't want to see, especially on the road, trying to win at the Dreamers. You know, #1 in the rankings, you got to have every possession you can get.
Runner by Boyd missed, and the Dreamers can't collect the rebound. Run out for Benson. Had that one blocked by Gilbeck. What a play. A little bit more subdued crowd, kind of slept through that one.
And transition basketball is still working for the Dreamers, so Gilbeck and Boyd are right there on that time. If it wasn't them, someone else would have had an open shot and transition. Good job for the Dreamers. Be intentional with those fast break opportunities.
And he called for the foul on the rip. To get his cardio exercise in.
Take the ball out of the stadium. Watch the replay here. Good active hands. Might have been a ball. Good job by Captain Lou to maybe sell that for more than what it was, but from our angle, hard to tell. It could have been some wrist action also.
Yeah, they're leaving Lansdowne wide open in that corner. G-screen for Captain Lou, who drills the three.
And I even remember in the game where they beat the Lioneers, you know, Captain Lou missed a couple of open shots, but when he gets a hand in his face, you know, and he feels that pressure, he's not afraid to knock those down as well.
Left and right action as Jeff slips on the floor. Slips it to himself. Finally, we have a jump ball situation. Kind of lucky that the referees gave him a deflection. Otherwise, he shouldn't have been called for traveling. Getting another look at the down screen. He does prefer to curl and turn over his left shoulder as we see Jeff slip on the floor.
Yeah, you go back to Captain Lou's shot. That's great. Just body control. Plants the inside foot. You know, twists his feet to square up to the basket. Great elevation and a high release. And you know, when you're making shots like that, you can be pretty hard to stop.
Deep Walko three, in and out. Flip it back to him, but kind of drives the wrong direction. Gary left that three short. Jeff getting Kenny on the handoff. They go to motion. Nice pass. Boyd underneath.
Yeah, I thought that he missed him originally on the cut, but good job by Walko. Good hands by Boyd to catch it in traffic and lay it in.
Dreamers stop the Steelers break. They're trying to go to Benson. Salfu from the left top part of the arc. Finally hits a three.
Yeah, they had Dreamers in a zone that time and got two bodies down there near Benson, no one outside, and finally able to take advantage of the open shot.
With that 9 points, Salfu was tied for the lead for Steelers scores. Kenny gets him in the air, but leaves the shot short.
Oh, he'd love to have that one back. $1 million move, nickel shot. You know, he created the space, got near the basket, just needed to put it in.
Looking for Benson, but nice interception by Boyd. Jeff Wu's three, no. Dreamers as Gilbeck takes it away from Walko. Might need to treat it to some boba after that. Jeff to the basket, lays it up, no. And there's two Dreamers for the rebound.
Good things happen when you attack the basket. Jeff Wu didn't make the layup, but he clears out the space for two great rebounders in Boyd and Gilbeck to clean and clear the glass.
Jump pass, Salfu tries another one, this one too deep. Now Kenny going at Captain Lou, guessed him right. Strips it out of bounds. Good play by both of those guys.
Yeah, a lot of good mutual respect there. Two guys competing hard. You know, it's easy to see in a lot of leagues, guys, you know, have a lot of taunting or something after that, but recognition, they're both playing hard. They both want to win and competing hard against each other.
Derek's in the game. As Braun jumps that pass, he's going to go to the backcourt. Poke out of bounds by Braun, they say. He did. I'm guessing he's a little bit faster than Boyd.
Yeah, well, they might take a look at this one. Both guys immediately felt like it was off of the other one.
And the referees are the ones who will be initiating this video replay review. We look at the jump that Braun had. That interesting, I'm looking over there, it's a GoPro camera angle. Nice job by our colleagues and partners in FTV giving us that look. So it will be an IRS initiated by the referees. It's not an easy play to cover because it is a 94-foot court coverage from the baseline inbounds, and then the lead official's got to become the first one down there. Yeah, beating the players.
They were hustling and they were getting to the right spot. Just when the ball is moving that fast and the players are moving that fast, and then both of them reached out to try to grab it at the same time. So definitely a good play to be able to take another look at and try to get it to the right team.
And it will be a Steelers basketball. I mix up with the directions. In this quarter so far, the Dreamers are 3 for 10, the Steelers 2 for 8. And Boyd on the replay did swat the basketball a lot harder than Braun did. So they got that all sorted out. It'll be a baseline out of bounds for the Steelers. Jerry driving left, slipping on the floor. Soft move, takes the three, leaves it predictably short. Didn't have good rhythm as Kenny goes to the basket, blocked by Captain Lou. Numbers advantage for the Steelers. But it's neutralized by good defense by Jeff. Not giving up yet. Kenny slows this offense down. Benson plays it up and in.
Nothing fancy, but very effective. Benson, good footwork, good strength down there in the post, using the offhand. And he's had a lot more success when Gilbeck has been out of the game.
Boyd will take the soft shot. No. Jerry trying to work with Benson on the screen. Takes it long, too. Swirls out. More Dreamers than Steelers on that side until Derek fires three. Another miss and an offensive board this time for the Dreamers. It's Derek trying to post up and Benson got too greedy with the hands.
Good job by Derek. Knows Benson's been out there for more minutes. And Derek with a strong body too, using that left hand, clear some space with the strength. And a high percentage shot, got hit on the wrist with.
The lead is 5 points for the Dreamers as we head to our first timeout of the second half. One last note about Keith Benson is among import bigs here in the Plus League. He has the lowest block percentage of his team, only 7% of the blocks, and the highest usage, 27.2%, and turns the ball over the least at 8.6. Yeah, kind of stats you're not all that thinking of, but kind of makes sense. He takes a lot of shots. He doesn't pass the ball all that much. His defense presence is maybe a deterrent more so than an actual block shot threat.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, he's a veteran player. He's been around the game a long time, and there's a lot of those little things that teams need. 19 by my count stops in his career professionally. So the crowd kind of waiting for something to cheer for. 3 or 4 consecutive baskets or a highlight play. Trying to get that into the game as Derek makes the first free throw. Yeah, you don't want to give any team in the Plus League, especially the Steelers, you know, down the stretch, they can close out the game. They have the weapons to do it. So if you're the Dreamers and you really want to, you know, keep this game secured, you know, 7 points is still anybody's ball game by all means.
Once again, Angry Bird playing alongside Little Lou. He fires the lefty three, that bounces out. So Aji with a head of steam finds Derek on the alley, no good. That would have been a pretty one.
Yeah, you just got to focus on the layup, even if you got hit a little bit.
And there on the other side, Captain Lou with the three.
Big 5-point swing. Could have gotten up by 9 instead. You blow the layup, and 3 on the other end. It's a 4-point game again.
Benson gets Gilbeck a little bit outside the post. Now to the basket and an erased shot. What a recovery by Benson. kind of a rarity to see Gilbeck get blocked.
Yeah, he could have gone up maybe just with those little hooks. He thought he had more time to get to the basket. And Benson got around the box out there by Derek and sent that one almost out of the gym.
Aji deep, inbound to Derek. Running low on time, and he'll just shoot the deep three. And Braun, once again, he's got to be the king of long rebounds. Light doesn't reset, and Benson couldn't get the soft hands in. Gilbeck still down on the other end. Kind of got a hit to the face.
A lot of contact. We got a hurt player under the basket.
He challenges Braun at the basket. As he's once again taking a hit.
Braun had all the momentum on that fast break, and Gilbeck just didn't have enough time to get his feet set. And adding injury to insult.
This is Benson after the missed putback, but then on the other side, late to the party. It's almost like he did prevent the, well, I guess he didn't make it easy.
I think Gilbeck will be okay after a couple of minutes. I mean, Benson definitely got him with the follow through on the layup opportunity, and it doesn't get hurt. Doesn't feel good to get hit in the face ever. But he hasn't come out in the second half yet, so 7 straight minutes played. He's probably due for a rest sometime soon anyway, and we'll see what the new lineup can give the Dreamers, because they're looking for answers still. Here, this last 3 or 4 minutes has been a dry spell, which they're accustomed to this weekend. But they still have this 2-point lead. They still want to go through the weekend without having back-to-back losses. So we'll see what they can come up with.
Now the referees are going to the monitor. They could assess Benson with an unsportsmanlike for injuring Gilbeck if they deem the contact was so severe. But they're out from behind the scorer's table right away.
It was an odd basketball play, for Gilbeck to be under the basket. Benson trying to get the putback dunk in a way, and couldn't get it down. But then his arms, naturally when they're above 10 feet and above the rim, your arms are going to come down with that momentum. And, Gilbeck was just unfortunately in the wrong place.
Indeed, Gilbeck will take a seat on the bench. Hopefully his vision also recovers. In the end, it's just a and one free throw for Braun, who got up pretty agitated after the main shot. But he's pulled down to make the free throw.
See what kind of energy. I always love it when Aji comes in the game, brings that energy, offensive tempo, always seems to get a little bit faster. See what he can do.
Boyd shot fakes, tries to get it to Derek. And it will be a kick ball against the Dreamers. So now only up by 1. Dreamers have a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, there wasn't much space there for Boyd to try to get that one through to Derek. It might have been better for him if he kicked it out for a 3-point shot, or even had stopped and shot a little floater himself.
Little Lou deep to Captain Lou, but in the juggle he stepped out of bounds. So interesting set there, trying to go to Captain Lou down low. And often he doesn't look to shoot those. Dagger screen for Doug. Nothing on the down screen, so Derek will fling up a wild shot. And here come the Steelers. Angry Bird to Braun, flying to the rim, overshooting that one. The whistles are blown as there is a clock issue on that side of the basket. The issue we typically encounter in Taipei Hooping Arena. Another look at perhaps when it went off. Last Dreamers possession. Good job by our baseline cameraman. can assure the fans that the main clock was functional. Now they're trying to get it to reset. I mean, all kinds of things that, as soon as the ball is tipped up, it's up to the referees to maintain order and maintain the clean records to the game. That's their signatures along with the head coaches at the end of the game.
Yeah, they've been on top of it. You know, had very little to complain about today. They've called it even both sides, and being consistent with how they're calling the game. It is a physical game. One reason why just, you know, maybe lower scoring, guys driving to the basket. There has been contact on both sides, but referees letting them play.
And for you folks at home, the Plus League clock is pointed at the clock above the baskets in each arena. Here in Taizong Intercontinental, the display only faces outside. In a place like Hsinchu, it's a three-sided one, and the play-by-play guy is just stalling for time. The last play was Taylor Braun going to the basket, and the Dreamers picking up the rebound. One thing that's talked about by Coach Julius is how his bench, he wants to keep those guys engaged as well. And it's for them to stay focused in the game, also cheer for their teammates. But have you found that engagement on the bench makes a difference when you make it on the court?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an extra challenge. You know, a lot of these guys, before they played pro ball, they were, you know, sort of the go-to people on their collegiate team. And it is a tough transformation, or, you know, to transfer being a star player to a role player. But just the mentality on the bench of things that you can see or how to stay engaged in the game can make a big difference when it is your time to be called, and you never know when that moment might come. It can make all the difference in the world, you know, defensively and offensively. You want to know what the other team's trying to do and what their individual tendencies are, or how those guys like to get their shots off. And same thing, you want to know how they're playing defense so you can attack and be the best offensive-minded player you can be. So it's not over there having a picnic watching their friends play basketball. They have to stay engaged with the activity also.
So the Dreamers inbound with a fresh shot clock after the crew chief confirms resume of play with the captains of each team. It's Captain Liu and in this game, Jeff. Shot fake, now to Derek. But Benson able to poke it away.
Yeah, I really thought that Boyd had a position against Captain Liu early in the possession that would have, you know, created a much better opportunity for the Dreamers than trying to go Derek against Benson.
Left alone, Captain Liu three, bounces out, and Boyd able to come away with a rebound. That's as far down as I've seen a shot ever. It didn't end up getting nylon. And now Jeff commits the loose ball foul. Kind of fortunate there, not going to be a U and nothing too egregious. Kind of lucked into it in some ways. It stops the Steelers from jumping back ahead.
Man, wide open shot. That ball was really halfway down. See how many times it must have hit the rim.
By my count, 9.
9 times. On the other side, though, the Dreamers squander another opportunity.
There's a nice fine angry to Taylor Braun, the leader in the Plus League with 8.5 assists per game, but that time the beneficiary of 1. Steelers up by 1. Kenny to Derek. His shot too strong, and offensive rebound by the Dreamers. That's their 13th of the game. Fake a screen, now Derek steps back. This shot is way short. Now Angry bouncing it off Derek and then bouncing it off himself. So for those of you watching at home or wherever you are, we are on the other end of the floor, so couldn't see what was going on with that.
think it might have gone off on Derek, so we'll see if they look like they're challenging that one and the Steelers might get that ball back. But the Dreamers just struggling here the last 6-7 minutes or so, going dry offensively.
They currently only have 8 points in the third quarter. Only 3 of 19 shooting, including 0 for 4 by Derek from 3-point range.
Yeah, it is not the Steelers' explosive offense that has gotten them back in the game. It is just the Dreamers, you know, almost 1 point every minute is just not going to be able to sustain the lead that they had worked hard to build in the first half. So see, Gilbeck might be able to come back in here, and they really need to turn their defense into offense. That's their best weapon right now. Get some steals, get some fast break points. Looked like it barely skimmed Derek, but just enough. Cameron's caught it. But yeah, get every rebound the Dreamers get, every block shot, every turnover by the Steelers. The Dreamers need to be looking to transition, and doesn't have to be fancy. Just take the basketball to the basket hard, see what opportunities you can get, maybe get to the free throw line.
Captain Lou trying to post up Achi down low. They don't find him, and it's going to be a foul call as Benson was making his move. Gilbeck one call. This will be the 14th foul by the Dreamers. You saw his hands get in the cookie jar the first time. I believe that's when it was called. It was continuation that does not count afterwards. Ron might have missed Benson. Angry to Captain Lou. His deep three. This time a much cleaner miss, if you could say so. Little Lou three. Line drive in. And there's a foul call. A lot of cheering from the Steelers side. Or might that shot not count?
I believe the basket will count. Just might have been a foul underneath the basket by Kenny, maybe boxing out Benson. I'm not sure what the referees have called.
He'll get subbed out for Rando Walco. What a swing. The referees are going to have another meeting, because I'm also imagining that maybe the player that is fouled will shoot free throws and not another possession. And that is what's happening. The Dreamers have 5 fouls. Steelers in the bonus for the rest of 2:07. Makes the first now a 5-point Steelers lead. A 1-for-2 trip.
This will be the last 2 minutes of the game that Benson and Braun could begin together. We'll see if they can continue to increase this lead that they have.
So the pass, Derek, into the arms of Taylor Braun. Up ahead to Little Lou, who loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, Little Lou just maybe a little bit too conscious of who was running right behind him, knowing there were some bigger shot blockers trying to catch up to his pace, and just didn't focus on getting that ball in his hands first.
Substitution, Boyd in for Derek. Doug driving to Gilbeck, flips in the hook shot. Good, easy play there.
Yeah, I love the penetration by Doug. So much focus to stop his three-point shot. Ran off the line, attacks the basket. Saw Benson coming to help initially, and gives a quick dish off to Gilbeck in the middle. Great job.
That's Captain Lou trying to find a teammate, no good. And Little Lou not called for the foul on his shot attempt. The Dreamers got a chance, and Angry Bird himself commits a foul to stop the Dreamers. That's one of those in the middle of the paint. All three referees have that coverage area. No more halftime to look that one over. The Dreamers inbound.
Brown not making it easy, and Boyd will throw it away.
Captain Lou with a quick three. Benson able to bail him out with a rebound. Looks like a natural 2-for-1 opportunity. Benson will heave. 3-point bounces out. Wako spinning into space to Gilbeck, who is able to finish. A little bit stumbly, but 2 points nonetheless.
Beautiful move, and that's just the Dreamers needed. Attack the basket, and they're hitting Gilbeck at the right time, who's putting the ball in the hole, and just continue to be aggressive offensively. All 5 of those guys, or all 4 of those guys, other than Gilbeck, can put that basketball on the floor and attack the basket. So that's what they've been doing to get out of this slump.
And Benson, running low on time, has to force one up. No good. So it'll be a 1-point Steelers lead heading to the 4th quarter. Dreamers with a lot of adjustments to make after just a 12-point 3rd quarter. We'll be back after this.
好的，我们现在爱心 Ken 出来了，来注意一下大荧幕，把爱心比起来，祝大家情人节快乐！大爱心，来一起爱心一下。爱心很可爱，来帮我们注意大荧幕，你有可能上到我们的大荧幕啊！情人节快乐，给我们一个爱心！情人节快乐！哎，情侣是不是一颗大爱心？大爱心，大爱心！情人节快乐！哎，大朋友小朋友一起比，很可爱！情人节快乐！好，举简浩的粉丝一个爱心。哎，哇，很漂亮，一个爱心。有哦，小朋友也有，情人节快乐。哎，有看到大荧幕，给我们一个爱心。
The Steelers going on a 10-point run, but who is there for the Dreamers to kind of stem that tide? Brendan Gilbeck with 2 consecutive buckets.
Yeah, those were big to finish off the 3rd quarter, give you some momentum going into the last 12 minutes of the game. And, you know, he also has to give credit to his teammates. You know, Doug with the 1st assist. And, you know, his teammates doing a good job of just getting him the ball where he can put it in the basket.
Something that the Steelers do well on the road is control the rebounding game better. Only allow 11.6 offensive rebounds, but the Dreamers already with 13 in this one. They also turned it over less, only 13 times. In this one, they have 13. Doug jumps the pass, 1 man to beat, back to Gilbeck, who misses the slam dunk over Tank. He's contending that the big body was too much to get around.
Yeah, he still had that ball about 12 inches above the rim, though. So even with the contact, that still should have been a 2 points and a lead right here for the Dreamers. But there was definitely some contact. Hard when you have such a big, strong body. You know, it's the contact doesn't seem so meaningful, but it should have still probably been called a foul, in my opinion.
Tank able to find the space, scores down the finger roll.
This is the time the Dreamers, without Benson in there for the Steelers, attack the basket. You know, penetrate, and there's no shot blocker in right now for the Steelers. So look for Gilbeck to post up, or look to drive, and when Tank helps, then you can just lob it up to Gilbeck. He'll be able to put it in the basket.
Jerry finding some space, lays it up, no good.
Man, we have seen several shots just hit that rim and bounce right out.
Slip pass to Gilbeck, who gets fouled. Two guys coming over to help.
Yeah, good job by Achi. Pick and roll, be aggressive, come off of it, draw the defense, and get it to the guy that's been leading you and scoring for the day.
Another look at Little Lou. Nice drive and find. Tank is only listed at 195 centimeters, but always seems to find just enough height. Free throw short. This game, the Dreamers doing better at the line, well, up until a couple misses. 8 for 12 as a team. Gilbeck's got 15 and 8.
Yeah, he's played much different basketball today. Yesterday it was sort of Boyd carrying the lead with a big offensive output, and they would love both of them to get on the same page.
What a flying lay-in by Taylor Braun, who ends up close to the three-point line on his landing.
Yeah, that was a great left-hand finish, just enough spin on that to go in and one side of the basket to the other.
Tank gave Gilbeck space, will choose the jump hook, a little short. DJ trying to get the Dreamers crowned into this one. Down by 4. Jerry driving right, flips it too high off the glass. Gilbeck there for the interruption. Achi trying to find room, no good, but there's Gilbeck for the slam.
And that one woke up the crowd, and Gilbeck with some emphatic, he wasn't gonna let that one drop out. But same, I still like it by Achi. Attack the basket, that's what the Dreamers need.
That's Drew getting the screen, laying it out, and Achi to Kenny on the break, Walko ahead of him. Good guess by Little Lou, but it's an and one. There's the Walko's physicality on display there. Little Lou correctly predicted the pass, just a little bit late, not enough on the basketball.
Yep, great job by Walko, run the floor. That's what the Dreamers' bread and butter has been today. They've struggled offensively, but in the break, they're able to knock down those shots.
We have the timeout with the score tied up at 55. We'll go to a break as the action picks up in this one.
准备好，大家9分21秒的时间，暂停时间到，双方平手，待会每一球都很关键，需要大家一起了。谢谢，送给我们最大的加油声。
After this one in the evening. Next week, 3+ league games. The Dreamers try to get a win against the visiting Kings on Friday. Then the Steelers host the Braves, and the same as New Taipei Kings on the weekend. Buy your ticket or catch the game right here on YouTube. So previously, Gilbeck with a missed dunk, making it back with 2 hands on this finish. Amanda Walko with his and 1 finish will still have that free throw give the Dreamers the lead. He does make it.
Dreamers showing the zone, so we'll see if the Steelers can, with little Lou out there, Captain Lou can make some of these outside shots. Because with Gilbeck in the middle, now they've switched to a man.
Tank spinning left, puts up the lay-in. Captain Lou couldn't get the putback, and now numbers for the Dreamers. Aji to Doug on the same side, able to lay it in. Might have tweaked his ankle there after that one. Quick answer by Captain Lou. Another tied game. That's a bad 3-for-2 trade, or a good one.
Oh!
Doug with the answer.
About 20 seconds ago, he was holding his ankle in pain, but it seemed the adrenaline has helped him get that one off. It was a quick catch and shoot off this down screen in the corner. And the offense here, the closing quarter, starting to pick up.
This time, the left corner hits another one. And he's turning up in this one. Dreamers up by a point. Walco with Gilbeck's screen drives. Tries to spin into an opening and finishes.
And Walco, just a different player these last couple games of just his mentality being so aggressive.
Miss, and what an acrobatic finish by Tank.
I didn't know tanks could fly. I thought tanks were for the ground, but Tank showing us he can get off the ground too.
Aji slips to the basket and finishes around Braun. I haven't seen a miss in quite some time. Well, having a miss that wasn't finished.
Yes. Seems like both these teams just saving all these weapons and highlight shots here for the fourth quarter.
8 seconds on the clock, no movement. Little Lou left free, too strong, and an offensive rebound by Tank. He'll try to fire it away. Bad English and a loose ball foul. A Steeler and a Dreamer go down to the floor.
We'll see Walco here, his spin move that got him that acrobatic shot, and seeing all sorts of plays.
Last season we saw Kadeem Jack with that reverse putback with two hands. The Tank just the lay-in. It will be Captain Lou with the loose ball foul. 3 for the team, none for the Dreamers. Keep an eye on that. Walco to Gilbeck. Little Lou, nice hands. Kenny the intended target. A 3-point lead, blocked by Gilbeck. Benson into game fresh. He commits the travel. So he would contend the travel was caused by getting hit in the head.
And Gilbeck's just doing an amazing job. I mean, that block shot on that last play, Benson catches the ball, but Gilbeck gets his hands up, just makes everything so tough for visiting teams to get easy baskets against him.
Walco driving on Tank, had that angle closed off. It'll be a foul on the shot.
Yep, good call. Walco really just coming out of the shell these last few games, just constantly being the aggressor. You can tell, you know, he has the strong body to do it. His skills just keep getting better and better, and that time doesn't really matter who's on him, whether it's someone, you know, bigger like Tank, where he has the quickness against him, or the speed, or if it's a smaller body, and he just out-muscles them. And he's been playing a lot more free, where early on in the season it sort of seemed like he was scared to make a mistake. You know, he might get subbed out, where now, you know, he's just laying it all out there on the line and being an aggressive, better version of himself.
1-for-2 trip as Tank can't secure the rebound. Another possession for the Dreamers. Steelers have a precarious situation, down by 4, and their opponents at home feeling the momentum. Watch the slip to the basket. It doesn't happen. It's a deep inbound to Walko. Curious how Tank is trying to chase Doug. Walko from way top has to put up a pump fake and an awkward three. So much for praise going his way. Well, at least for a possession. Kenny cuts off the pass, and it's a turnover by the Steelers. Just like that, Lansafu will take his place.
Yeah, Lansafu will be sort of a quicker defender here for the Steelers, and Tank, though, making his presence felt when he was in there, coming up with some big baskets.
Aji had that one poked away. He'll retreat to get it. Driving right to Doug, and it'll be an offensive foul. Illegal screen by Aji, crashing into Captain Liu. Crowd not happy about that one, but
Coach Kyle saying it's a flop. It's a flop. Both guys were moving quick. So it's a little bit of a weak call there. But it was a bump to try to keep him away from the shooter. But by that time, Captain Liu, he knew he wasn't going to be in the right defensive position anymore. So his only thing he could do was to throw the flop.
Steelers basketball. Captain Liu got Kenny in the air, goes to the basket, rolls it to Benson. Interesting pass there. Steelers fortunate to get the rebound. Now he fires from deep, and it's all net.
That's really what it is. When he has a hand in his face and a body in front of him, in crunch time, he's pretty clutch.
Aji trying to use footwork, and now called for 3 seconds.
Yeah, not very often do you see the smallest guy on the court be called for 3 seconds.
Another look at that one. Just good footwork by Captain Liu. Well, we might be able to give Aji credit. He did knock down a Lioneer pretty hard, or he knocked down it was Linglira in the preseason game. Got his teammates a little excited for his work in the gym. But Benson had that one slapped away. Now numbers for the Dreamers. Former teammates Doug and Captain Liu to miss shot. Two of them teammates on the champion Ulum Dinosaurs in the SBL last year. They shared that title with the Taiwan Beer. Little goes to the floor and basketball out of bounds. Boyd will check in for Gilbeck on the Dreamer side.
The chess game right now between the coaches. You bring in your man, I'll bring in mine, and still anyone's ball game though. 1 point game. Which team's gonna execute, which team's gonna knock down the big shots here to close it out.
We're going to Boyd. He's got the mismatch, and Captain Liu with another crucial block.
Yeah, I love the play call. Boyd normally pretty money to make shots in that area.
I saw another missed three, was left wide open. 5 turnovers in the quarter by the Steelers. Reverse of what happened in the third. Now Walko's three, he buries it.
That's big. He's been big all throughout the day. He's been aggressive. He's had a few misses in a row at times, but that hasn't deterred his confidence. to continue to put up shots and drive to the basket. And Walko, man, just you can tell he's someone with a lot of passion. He's put so much hard work into his game, and it's good to see it finally coming out here when his team needs it.
Ron, fouled by Achi, who came over to help. We'll give credit to him for trying to play aggressive, just in the wrong spot a few times. Mix up on defense.
Yeah, both guys came out to the shooters. That's why he almost could have dumped it down to the post. But when you can make that outside three-point shot, it's worth more than the easy layup anyway. So good job for Walko.
To the basket, Kenny holding Captain Lou. So only the third team foul by the Dreamers. Randall Walko with 9 points in the fourth quarter. Looking for Captain Lou. Nice deflection by Boyd.
Yeah, just a little fundamental that goes a long way. If you can keep your hands up and deflect passes, get your hands in the passing lane, it could be a big difference. Now they're just stuck with 6 seconds on the shot clock to work with.
Jerry, LeBron to Tank, who hesitates and loses track of time. Bad turnover.
Yeah, you had almost all the Steelers touch the ball within that 6 seconds, and somebody got to be willing to step up and take the shot.
Walko back to Achi. Dreamers not in a hurry. Gave a screen. He popped three for the mid-range, and he hits it.
That's big, and it has been pick and roll all throughout the game for the Dreamers, and they have been able to find that open man there at the top of the key. Sometimes they attack the basket. That time it's just a pick and pop, and Boyd able to knock it down.
Dreamers applying the pressure. Captain Lou missing the three. Loose ball, Walko on the floor. And he's trying to get the player a timeout. When he first touched the basketball, it was above more than 2 minutes. Look at that one as Walko went down the floor. Well, if he's trying to gesture the timeout call, he's surrounded by 2 Steelers, so would have been hard to see.
It was an initial call, he had both hands on it, and then he tried to get that. By that time, he was surrounded by white shirts. He might have called the timeout first. It wasn't as quick as a reaction as maybe Walko would like to have had to make it a little bit more clear to the officials, but they're discussing it. We'll see what they come up with. Either way, it was a big rebound by Walko. Go up in traffic against Braun and corral it.
The crew chief gestures toward the score table for the 30-second timeout.
Looks like they're going to change their call here of some sort.
For the amount of time that he was on the floor, could have definitely had a jump ball in the middle of it, but the referees give Walko the timeout. Get another look at that one. You're gonna have to look between Taylor Braun's legs.
A lot of passion by Walko. Braun asking for him to be teed up in that sequence, but it's fun to see guys, getting after it. Bodies on the floor, you know, jump balls. It just shows you how much each possession is valued. And this one's going to come down to the wire potentially as just a 5-point lead, and we got the Steelers with the ball.
This is a case where the referees might let a little bit more of the volume by a player go if it's not a direct insult to how they officiate the game. Just, I'd like the timeout. Probably without the please. Aji will lead the break. Another high pick and roll. Now Spain. Kenny left open. His three short. And a crucial rebound by Boyd.
Time is on the Dreamers' side, so good job by Boyd. Hey, let's use some of this clock.
We got the mismatch. Doug trying to drive to Kenny. Takes the hurried shot and another offensive rebound.
And wisely again, use up all the 14 seconds that they can.
Slip to the basket. Boyd able to finish. Little Lou late to the party, commits the foul.
And the Dreamers fans are in pleasure. Great pick and roll action. Great pass by Aji. Boyd knows how to finish around the basket just as well as anyone in the league. And giving them some extra cushion as we enter the last minute of the game.
The Steelers call timeout right now. I was gonna say, did they waste their opportunity in the 30 seconds? But when in fact, it was too extra effort by the Dreamers to get extra possessions, leading to more pressure, and more pressure means slow feet. Slow feet leads to the mistake at the defensive end.
Yeah, it's definitely a good mismatch that they found. And now you don't have to get 3-point shots if you're the Steelers, but you need to score quick and then need to go for a quick steal. If you can't get this quick steal, you're probably fouling already by this time.
We don't have that. Let's go right back in the flow and play out of that. We're straight man to man. We got it set. We're going to go red. We're not going black. We got to go for the steal for foul. Everybody understand that? Plenty of time left. Plenty of time left. Clock down on this rebound. Everybody understand that? All right, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Free family.
You heard from Coach Barry. They'll be in man, they'll be in a trap. As they try to make up the 8-point difference, possibly 9. Depending on the result of the free throw. 3-point percentage, another atrocious outing by both teams, under 30% beyond the arc.
Yeah, definitely has been a defensive battle. We have seen some big shots made here in this fourth quarter when it mattered the most. Guys stepped up, and so far it's just been the Dreamers who have had more answers on the offensive end.
Boyd, 15 points, 11 rebounds. Make it 16. As just like that, Gilbeck is subbed back in.
Yeah, just changing offense and defense. Not that Gilbeck can't produce on the offensive side too, but just the plus side of him being under the basket to block shots and use his length on defense is why Coach Kyle would want him in right now.
Little driving on Walko to Jerry to Tank. He takes the quick three. He hits it. Less than a minute. The Steelers still hanging on to dear life. Aji. Caswood bringing the ball down. Taking over point duties for Jeff. Dreamers in no hurry. Walko sidesteps, fires a three short, and Tank able to snatch it away from Gilbeck. Ron back to Little Lou, quick fire three, left short. Less than 24 seconds, that'll be the game. Dreamers play a little bit of keep away, but This one will end 74-68. Dreamers able to split their first home weekend out of the Lunar New Year break.
Yeah, hats off to both teams. Not the best offensive night for either one, but they come and play hard. They sure did. And at the end, the Dreamers, Walco, Gilbeck, just able to make the big plays down the stretch for their team to split the weekend.
Not to go under the radar, Brendan Gilbeck and Julian Boyd combining for 34 points and 31 rebounds. Also huge contributors, keeping things steady for the Dreamers. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, have to kind of be kicking themselves after leading by 5 in the third quarter, but finishing the quarter poorly and then having no answers. Well, having answers, but no stops in the fourth quarter to get back on top.
Yeah, the Steelers did have that nice run, like you mentioned, and things were going their way, but the Dreamers able to get out of that third quarter slump and find some life in the fourth quarter thanks to their pick and roll and thanks to their transition baskets too. They really pushed the ball quick. Achi came in and he didn't score a lot of points, but he definitely helped with the tempo of the game and creating shots for his teammates and just being really pesky on defense as well.
Stick around, folks, as in the post game we will have a player interview, and we've been told it'll be
you did a great job today.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. But the 18 points, like that's really thanks to my teammates. We played great team basketball today. We moved the ball well. I don't think we shot the ball well, but we moved it so well, and the energy was crazy. Coming off of a horrible game that we had against Fubon yesterday, this was a big one for the team. Yeah, that's why I'm here. It's for the defense. It's to block shots. I mean, that's what's expected of me. Should have had a couple more. Could have hustled a little more, I guess. But boy, it was our team played great on defense. We just got to get back in the gym, got to keep shooting. It's just making shots. Our offense, we're getting wide open shots. It's just making them, and we got it next game. We'll figure it out. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to Ty Ball for conducting that interview with Brendan Gilbeck, one of the top performers in this one, missing out on his opportunity for a 2020 game, but a very good game nonetheless. On the other side for the Steelers, their top guy, nobody's reached 20-point scoring, but it could be Benson, 12 points, 13 rebounds. Captain Lou ended up scoring 16 points, but too many stumbles in the first half and in the fourth quarter for the Steelers, and they're unable to prevail.
Yeah, and again, I think you go back to Gilbeck. That's just huge. His 18 points, 20 rebounds, the defensive effort, his block shots led to transition points for his team, and he really did a great job.
We'll go to break and wrap this thing up from Taichung. win today, the Dreamers guarantee they'll at least have a piece of the first place in the Plus League standings after week 11 here. On the other side, for the Steelers, definitely one thing we need to touch on. Anthony Tucker's not part of the team, and recently announced Little Lou will be joining the national team. So there's a lot of change in the workload and the practice, and who's going to take up a lot of those guard minutes for the Steelers. On screen now is the combined team statistics, where in the end, the Dreamers prevail, shooting 33% from the field, but securing more rebounds thanks to their imports and the team effort, including Randall Walko on the offensive end, and mitigating a lot of the mistakes that the team was making.
Yeah, I mean, mistakes were made, most definitely. Dreamers, though, just fought a little bit harder on that defensive end, had a little bit more energy, and on the fast break opportunities too, and you know, definitely came out as just a stronger team today. There are questions for the Steelers ahead, but just knowing that coaching staff and the unit that they've had, they've been down before, and they've gone through transition. So, you know, I expect them to continue to stay positive and keep building on what their system is.
Now that we have 6 teams and a lot of parity in our league, maybe it's a kind of rock, paper, scissors game, because Steelers have no wins against the Dreamers, and similarly, the Dreamers have no wins so far against the Kings after finally the Braves defeated them in yesterday's action. Well, the evening game coming up right away will be the New Taipei Kings taking on the Lioneers. Interesting, because Kings played the Lioneers last time without any imports, but this time they're going to face Chris McCullough, they're going to Thomas Welsh, as we predict, and possibly Quincy Davis joining the fold as well. Well, on behalf of Kirk and all of our colleagues at the league, thank you for watching. Next time we'll see you is the English broadcast in Kaohsiung. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.